Thank you for joining us today. This is Dorell, and I hope that you are well. You and your families are well. I will be reading a piece that I wrote quite some time ago. The piece is called Breeze. But before I get into it on the front end, I want to give you a little bit about it. Typically, if I do it on the back end, but today we're going to do it on the front end. So this particular piece, Breeze, when it was written, it's a piece about love. It's a piece about love, and it's a piece about love in the fact that God has given the person love from someone that is unaware that there is love for them. So to give some, some factual or some real people to the context of it, I met quite a few couples a while ago, and these couples, they gave me their testimonies or part of their stories about their love stories, about how they came to be a couple. And in these particular cases, one of the parties was given a divine message from the Spirit of God that the other person was going to be their spouse. Now, when these divine messages came, they did not know one another. So to receive a divine message that this person over here was going to be their spouse, and not to even know the person, and just to be like, how is this going to happen? It was just like, nobody but God could bring these together. So they gave me their stories about how they were given this information, and then it didn't happen right away for some. One that just came to mind specifically shared about how it was a couple of years, how there were a lot of tears and sleepless nights about how this man was not noticing her, and how she kept placing herself in his life in different places by attending different events that he went to, or speaking engagements where he was speaking. She would go to those engagements, and just any time that she could place herself in front of him, she was doing it. And it didn't matter because he was asleep. He didn't know. And so that's just one of them. That's the one that just came to my mind. But there are several couples that I know that the Holy Spirit had given one of them, either the man or the woman, insight as to who their spouse was to be and how they went on this journey. For some, it was tumultuous. It didn't happen right away. And for others, it happened right away. But the reality is, they all started at the same place. Message, faith, manifestation. The wonderful thing is that for the majority of them, manifestation did and has happened. And they got married. And if you were to talk to them today, they would tell you that standing on the promise of God is something that they will never regret. They will always be glad that they did it that way. And so that's pretty much on the front end what this is about. It's about love, waiting, faith, and then the other person not knowing that you're even waiting for them. And then God ushering in, putting you in the right place at the right time to bring the two of you together, and then the light coming on, and both of you guys knowing that God is presenting a gift of the other to the other. Breeze. Let's get in. A dilemma has taken root within my mind, indiscreetly growing, redirecting my thoughts like the whisper of wind upon autumn leaves rustling in an uncontrollable patter, ending in a space unchosen, a place I did not choose to be, a realm existing in thoughts of you. Like autumn leaves, I am ushered by the whisper of wind. Unlike leaves, I turn to engage myself with distractions, and just when it seems cessation is sure, thoughts of you sprout forth, predicating a weed's determination, undying intrusions inside my daily interactions, uncontrollable replays, insisting to have ownership in truth, despite extensions of confusion anchored in colorful tapestry, inciting a tug-of-war with logic at one end, my heart at the other, unable to withstand the tugging from my heart. Logic succumbs to possibility as I see myself standing in faith. Faith that the news flash adjoined to my heart is true. Days converge into months as I fall short of denying I am in love with you. A stranger simply living like a breeze upon this sphere. Emergent, unaware that I battle thoughts of thee. Thoughts that thrive as a natural part of each day. Entrenched and unmanageable longings for you. My heart is invested in loving you. Months pile upon months as reasoning's corrective lenses are fitted across my oblong face, lending slight sight modifications, adjustments guaranteed to do away with blurriness, tinted in its most popular hue of temptation, setting my eyes upon man I could not see before, infiltrators of darkness, living in concert with God's Holy Spirit, while alleviating hopelessness with expositions rooted in His Word, tempting me with man who unashamedly pray for revelation in tough and common life decisions, while inspiring motivation with testimonial victories rooted in His Son, enticing me with ones dedicated to God, His Son, and Holy Spirit, despite the absence of details, pleasing to my eyes, temptation, visible through reasoning's corrective lenses, but my heart remains flat-lined as reasoning stimulates my seeing, like the wings of a star-lit butterfly fluttering in its beauty, capturing my attention, causing me to pause, to look, to consider ever so briefly, while a gentle wind awakens my soul, overturning curiosity, giving rise to thoughts of you, He who moves about as a breeze upon this sphere, emergent, unaware that I no longer resist thoughts of you. It was without warning I was set inside the coolness of the wind as he stirred beyond this epidermal covering and delivered unto my heart incurable love for you, setting in motion a season of drought, custom made to reveal the reality of my faith, a season to question if my walk would fall short of convictions made strong by my talk, an unavoidable test filled with parodies of sadness, allurements of temptations, paired with the intensification of unexpected loneliness, silence blaring within my ears, the veracity of an unreturning echo, I wait. Beyond the logic of a carrot juice and cognac mixer, placement identified by decisions made throughout this test. Choice is coined with the mark of logic on one side and the seal of faith on the other. Without flipping, I set my eyes on the side of faith, my mind at peace. Like autumn leaves, I am ushered by the whisper of wind. The seed of faith cannot bear the fruit of logic, nor logic the fruit of faith. Man cannot change the wind's direction, but he can choose to walk against it. Surrendered, I am ushered by the whisper of the wind. Breeze. Thank you for listening to this piece today, Breeze.